Hi angels, welcome to Earth Angel Energy. I'm the Earth Angel and today I'm bringing you another pick a card reading, and today's topic is what have people heard about you? So what have people heard from other people? If people are updating them on what's going on with you, what have they heard? And I have 3 piles for you. Pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Go ahead and take a second, see which pile resonates with you, and we'll go ahead and get started. Hi, pile 1. So if you chose the first pile, then this is your reading on what have people heard about you, kind of what updates maybe have people heard about you. So I'm seeing a big transition here. So I don't know if there was a time that was a little bit more difficult or sort of like a rockier period in your life, but people have mainly just heard that you've really kind of come into your own here. We have the Queen of Wands, the Four of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. So people could have either heard about like your home, your love life, something about you looking really good. I'm getting this kind of excited energy when people are hearing about you. It's like, oh my gosh, so and so is like doing this, or they look really good. There's something here where I think that you've elevated or exceeded something in life. I am getting some past energy as well. So people could have kind of heard about you from people from your past, like saying, you know, I haven't seen them in a long time, or even maybe some like regrets about things that maybe happened between the two of you, maybe even hearing about people wanting to reconnect with you, but ultimately that you look really good. There's just some sort of like difficult energy on top that transitions into a much better energy down below. Something about your confidence, your drive. People could have heard that you're working really hard right now. Maybe you're recovering from something. If you had any sort of like illness or anything that people knew about, people are heard about that as well, and how you're doing a lot better or you're healing. A lot of like new things as well. So if you have new projects, new connections in your life, people are hearing about that. It seems pretty straightforward. The one thing I'm seeing once again is that there's some sort of transition out of a difficult period, and that you're looking good and that you're doing well. It honestly seems like a pretty innocent energy to me. Let's see. We have the Two of Pentacles, Five of Swords, yeah, and the Empress. Like you were balancing some sort of difficult situation or something difficult happened to you, but you've really come into your own. You're looking stable, you're looking good. What else? Three of Pentacles. Okay. Now I'm also getting, nice. So maybe if there's new people you're collaborating with or people you're spending more time with, for the most part, they've just heard really good things about you. You're stable, you're successful, you're easy to be around. Also something about you being able to kind of cause change or create, yeah. So people could have also heard like, yeah, so-and-so, like they've really helped improve things, or they've helped someone improve, help someone change. There's something here about you breaking things out of stalemates, or, you know, they helped me with this, they helped me have some sort of breakthrough. Sun, wow, beautiful energy. Six of Swords. Nice. Very peaceful person. I think there's a really strong undercurrent of you improving upon like difficult situations or difficult energies, whether this is for yourself or for others. People could have also heard like, oh yeah, like go to so-and-so or ask so-and-so. Like they can help, or they can help you like feel better or give you advice. There's something here about you really helping stagnant energy push through, and people hearing about that in different contexts. Also very attractive as well. Okay. Let's see. We'll just take a couple. What have people heard about you? What have people heard about you? Emperor. You're serious. You either have taken control of your life, or some of you have your own business, or you're moving up, or you're trying to move up here. Yeah. Something about you taking action and really striving, moving forward, being very determined as well. There's a lot of movement, like moving. Your energy doesn't feel stagnant at all. So I feel like when people are hearing about you, they're hearing about like action or progress. 10 of Cups. Okay. Very stable, very nice to be around. And something about you helping people fight off anxiety. I feel like when people are hearing about you, it's through that context of like either how helpful you are, how nice you are to have, or once again, if someone's kind of talking about like an issue they have, or needing like assistance or wanting to collaborate with someone, I feel like your name is coming up in a lot of these conversations. Five of Swords, Hanged Man, ooh, Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords. Okay. Okay, people have also heard that like you've either had to deal with some BS or had to deal with some like drama or chaos, or people have tried to like comfort you. Yeah, Two of Cups. Okay. Eight of Swords. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you've had any like difficult relationships, difficult friendships, difficult workplace situations, people have definitely heard about that in relation to you. Five of Cups, Page of Swords, yeah, and the Knight of Swords. But I think people do kind of come from that aspect of like someone did you wrong or somebody did you dirty and kind of being upset. Okay, King of Wands. Yeah, but once again, it does feel very victorious as well. You're definitely known as someone who like doesn't give up. So if you've had a difficult time, when people hear about you, they don't hear like, oh, poor them, like they went through a hard time and that's why they're in like a bad place. It's like, no, like they had a hard time, but it seems like they've recovered or they're doing really well or they got over it. Eight of Wands, yeah, that's what people are talking about. People could also be talking about your love life as well too. Let's see. High Priestess, Eight of Cups, and the Death card. If a relationship ended, people have heard about that. Let's see, what else? Wheel of Fortune. Four of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, and the Four of Cups. People have also kind of heard, though, that you're not the most, like, harsh person. Like, I feel like you're pretty discerning about, like, what you say to people. So, like, people could honestly say, like, if you want them to be super blunt or something, like, maybe don't go to them. There's something here where I think people do feel like you are a little bit more on the side of building people up rather than tearing people down. I just heard if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Okay, yeah, Four of Pentacles. People have heard that you kind of hold back in that way. Yeah. Something about you not wanting to like hurt people's feelings. I don't know why this is coming through in this context, but maybe some people like for other people to be like super harsh or like mean to them, but you're just not like that. Eight of Pentacles. Okay, people have also heard that you're nice to work with, you're easy to work with, you get things done. We have the Seven of Cups, Knight of Wands, and the Page of Cups. But I feel like people have also heard that, especially when it comes to maybe like relationships or connections, it can be kind of hard for you to like really put your foot down. I don't know if there's like a specific context where that makes sense. Yeah, Two of Pentacles, the Moon, and the Hanged Man. I would say this. I feel like ultimately people have heard that you are someone with a lot of heart. You're someone who's like caring, empathetic, and sometimes it can be kind of hard for you to like really either like put your foot down or like tell people off or cut things off. There's something here about you not wanting to like hurt people's feelings. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles. I think it ultimately works out for you. Yeah. Ooh, it's really hard for you to like really let people go or let things go. Like you're loyal. It almost feels like it's coming from the perspective of, you know, maybe loved ones, friends or family. Maybe just kind of hearing about you. Maybe like with that toxic friend or that toxic family member or their toxic lover, just not being able to fully say like enough is enough. Queen of Swords, yeah. And maybe like hoping that that's something that can change in the future. Yeah. It feels like ultimately people have heard that you have all of the building blocks of like a successful, happy person. But maybe when it comes to like boundaries or, you know, maybe someone's heard like, you know, someone like said something crazy to you and you like didn't tell them off. It's like, oh, if I were them, you know, I would have said, you know, something like that. But I feel like ultimately there's like this very loving, warm energy, and you're very like non-dramatic, you're very unproblematic, people have heard about as well too. And so I think this serves you really well. The only thing I would say is that people, I guess, do hope that you can really like kind of put your foot down when it's necessary. You're definitely known as that someone who's very capable. You're not a doormat, but I do think you have trouble saying no to people or fully disconnecting from people when it's time. People have kind of heard that, but it's from the perspective of you just being like a nice person. I don't know, I feel like you just don't like to hurt people's feelings, and people have heard that and people know that. And I think that it benefits you in most scenarios, but sometimes, you know, if you gotta put your foot down, pile one. But ultimately, it seems like a very nice energy, really. That's what I have for you, Pile 1. I hope this resonated. I hope you enjoyed that. Special thank you to my Patreon patrons, those who book personal readings with me, and my channel members who get early access to my pick a card readings. Thank you so much once again for being here. Until I see you next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and God bless you. Hi, Pile 2. So if you chose a second pile, then this is your reading on what have people heard about you. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I think that a lot of people don't quite know how to read you. With the Two of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords, people could have heard that you're a little mischievous. Or like they think you might be a little bit... It's like people don't quite really know who you are deep down. They can definitely tell that you're someone who's ambitious, someone who's hardworking, someone who's fast moving, someone who thinks ahead. Six of Cups with the Eight of Cups. Okay. People have definitely heard that you're not afraid to like end situations or move forward really decisively. I'm getting this energy of like a lot of people who've kind of left behind or left in your wake. People have, number one, just kind of heard that you move on quite quickly here. That you're always able to find new opportunities, new situations, and just kind of like leave things behind. It actually feels like the polar opposite of like Pile 1's energy, where Pile 1 felt like people sometimes would say they like hold on to people or situations too long. People have heard that you do the opposite. Like, no, they move on quickly, or I haven't seen them in forever. They just like dipped out of nowhere or something. Let's see here. What have people heard about you? Judgment. Yeah, you're very quick to call judgment. Now with the Emperor, though, I feel like people do compliment you, but it's kind of from like this begrudging energy. Where it's like, nah, like they were really good at what they did, or they are really smart, or Ten of Cups. Yeah. No, people have heard that you have your life together. But like you move very quickly. Like you're not afraid to like kind of, yeah, King of Wands. Very decisive, very attractive. So people have heard you're attractive, but people have also heard that you are not accessible in that way. So like I just don't feel like you really give yourself up very easily. You don't give up your information. Yeah, Temperance. Four of Cups. With the Three of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune. It's kind of like you do what you want, you collaborate with who you want, you say what you feel. Yeah, and it doesn't really matter. Like, you're very honest, you're very upfront. You are like sweet though, but you're not afraid to also, it's either like you're very loving, you're very warm, or like, but once it's done, once it's icy, once it's cold, like that's what it is. So I feel like honestly, depending on who people are hearing about you from, it can be very different. Like some people are like they're the nicest person ever. Other people are like, no, like they will cut you off. Like they're not my friend anymore. Like it's very Knight of Wands. People do find, everyone says you're attractive though. Hangman in reverse. Yeah, that's the one thing that's not really up for debate. Five of Cups and the Ace of Cups. With the Eight of Cups. I do feel like people have also heard that you're in this like new cycle. Maybe you had like some sort of sad moment or difficult moment. And I wouldn't be surprised by that just based on this energy. I feel like there was a situation where you kind of had to pull out your sword. You kind of had to say, you know what, enough is enough. And you've got this new lease on life. Work could be going really well, or you're kind of building up to some sort of career that you really enjoy. Ten of Swords. Yeah, something ended though. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. Some people have heard like you are kind of out for yourself. Like you're really not in a super like selfless era at the moment. Justice. People do think you're fair though. So you're not gonna like stab anybody in the back, but I think you have incredibly strong boundaries. and you just kind of move through life in a very, I'll be honest, kind of calculated way. Not like in a bad calculated way. Knight of Swords, King of Swords, and the Three of Swords. I think you've maybe been burned one too many times or hurt one too many times. And you're really good at navigating life in a way where people like don't catch you slipping. So honestly, if people hear about you, once again, there's some people who I feel like honestly are just like, they're amazing, they're so nice, da-da-da. But you do have some people who are like, honestly, like, I don't know them really well. Like, they seem cool, but like, or I'm almost hearing that people are hearing about either like your accomplishments or the way that you're moving through life. And so it's more like people are hearing like, pile 2 did this, and a little while later, oh, pile 2 did that, or did you hear that pile 2 accomplished this? And it's sort of like, you know, like bam, bam, bam. Yeah, King of Pentacles. People have heard that you are moving up. Okay, so it's less that people are saying explicitly, like, I don't really know who they really are. I don't know what their intentions are. It's more like people are hearing about the things that you're accomplishing, the way that you're moving. And I think that they're kind of feeling like you're either like some sort of like highly ambitious person, someone strategic, somebody who's able to kind of move through life very intentionally. Yeah, people think you're low-key kind of like a boss, if I'm honest. Page of Wands, World. Okay, but then what is the Page of Wands in the World? There's something else. People have heard you're not the same as you used to be. Oh, King of Swords, Three of Cups, and the Page of Cups. Now, if there's like new people you're meeting, I feel like in general, they're hearing pretty good things about you. Like, yeah, they're smart. You might be new to some things or might be a little bit more of a novice in some way. So they might be hearing kind of about your talent or your abilities or some sort of new cycle you're in. But I feel like for old people, like if they're hearing about you, it's like, oh, they're not like that anymore, or they don't do that anymore. They don't look that way anymore. Yeah, Four of Swords, Page of Cups, and the Three of Cups. But ultimately, it seems like you're celebrating. It seems like things are working out for you. I feel like you're putting in a lot of energy. But I think that a lot of people, you have a unique energy that is kind of hard to read for some people. I'm getting a lot of people hearing about like specific things that you're doing or milestones that you have, accomplishments that you have. People from your past are kind of just hearing about how you've had either some sort of transformation or that you just kind of continue to elevate and escalate your life. Yeah, Knight of Swords. Like, you just move fast. Honestly, I'm hearing a lot more. It's like collecting accomplishments, collecting achievements, collecting connections, friends, loved ones, acquaintances. Building your brand, building your legacy. I'm hearing a lot more milestones. And I feel like because of that, people are really saying what you're doing, but they're not necessarily analyzing you because they kind of don't know how. I feel like the majority of what people are hearing about you is simply the things that you're doing. Seven of Pentacles. People are just hearing about all of the seeds that you're planting. All right, that's what I have for you, pile 2. I feel like this one was slightly harder to read only because I feel like people kind of find you slightly harder to read. But if there's one thing that's not in dispute, it's the fact that you are doing well and looking good doing it. All right, that's what I have for you, pile 2. I do hope that resonated. I hope you enjoyed that. Special thank you to my Patreon patrons as we book personal readings with me, and my channel members who get early access to these book card readings. Thank you all so much once again. Until I see you next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and God bless you. Hi, pile 3. So if you chose a third pile, then this is your reading on what are people hearing about you. Okay, I don't know what happened, but there was like a tough time that you got through. And I feel like you were recovering or you were getting ready for something. It's like you're on this new horizon now. So I don't know if you had like some challenging times, but people are hearing that you're like back on the up and up. If you had a breakup, if you left a job, if you lost a friendship, if you moved, there's something here where people heard that you had a bit of a hard time. But that your ships are coming in here. So it's like, oh, things are looking up. Like, yeah, they're looking good. Let's see. I want to get a little bit more. I see a very dynamic energy here. Yeah, Six of Pentacles. Okay, Two of Swords. I don't feel like you're giving people a lot of information at this time. Yeah. But once again, there's some sort of recovery or elevation or doing better. Okay. Eight of Swords. Nine of Pentacles. Okay, Queen of Swords. Okay. So there's something here where I think there's like a past energy that people know of. And then they also kind of know where you are right now. And I think there's kind of a contrast in between that. So it even could be people hearing like, oh yeah, like a year ago something was going on with them, or a couple months ago something was going on with them. But now they look like they're doing really well. I think there's also something about people hearing about a difficult situation that you got out of in the past. And then hearing about something about accomplishments and like specific milestones for you now. Okay, the Moon. Yeah, I think there's a lot of mystery around what's going on with you, if I'm honest. I also think that there is a general view that... Interesting, Five of Pentacles with the Temperance. Okay, so it seems like love was fine. Finances were okay, but there's something here with the Five of Pentacles and the Temperance. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, there was some sort of difficult situation that you've balanced out from. Now, it doesn't have to be something super crazy. For others of you, you could have been waiting on something. Something could have had a little bit of a setback or a delay here. Justice, or you could have been like waiting for some sort of approval or verdict here. Okay, there was definitely some sort of dramatic situation that you've gotten out of or moved out of here. Death card, yeah, big transformation. Yeah, and it's like now you're back into that manifestation energy. There's something here too about you doing a lot better than people realized or expected. Nine of Wands, yeah, with the Devil. I don't know. Something really tough happened. And so when people are hearing about you, it's like, oh, wow, like they're doing really well or they look really good. The Sun, you know, the Sun. Seven of Pentacles, Page of Swords. I do feel like people are kind of like paying attention to what you have going on too. Yeah. And once again, it doesn't seem like everything is perfect in life or that everything is easy. But I do feel like people are talking about right now your life seems to be at a net positive, or it will be. Okay, Knight of Cups, Four of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. Okay, people are talking about your home life as well too, or have heard about your home life. You look really good, by the way, with the Ace of Wands. Seven of Swords. Okay, maybe it had something to do with a relationship or your home life, family. Yeah. People are hearing about some sort of drama and how you've healed and how you're like getting to a good place now. Ten of Pentacles, Hermit, and the Emperor. Things are looking really good for you. But yeah, I just see kind of this transition here where people have heard about kind of something difficult. This also just could be people who are involved in the situation and are in the know. And they could kind of be talking about and hearing about, yeah, like I think something like really difficult happened, or there was a lot of drama, something crazy happened, but they look like they're doing really good. There's something I'm missing though. Let's see what this is. What have people heard about you? Okay, really, really nice energy for you now. What have people heard about you? Hanged Man in the Four. Yeah, I just think you're being a little bit more discreet or holding back a little bit with like the details of your life. So it feels a little bit more vague. It honestly kind of feels like people can only really extensively talk about the situations where they have a lot of information. And I think there was a lot more readily available information during this dramatic period or this difficult period. And it seems like your like healed period, your more stable period now, you're a little bit more to yourself, a little bit more pulled back. Ten of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, yeah, and the Ten of Swords. There was some sort of relationship that ended. People definitely heard about that, or some sort of difficulty in a relationship. King of Swords, Three of Cups, and the Nine of Cups. People have also heard that somebody either likes you or wants you back or wants to be with you or misses you. Yeah, and that it's not happening here. Yeah, Judgment. If you got back with somebody, people have heard about that. Or if somebody wants to get back with you, people have heard about that. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of like, if I'm honest, like messiness from the past. And it seems kind of like you've swept most of it away. But when people are hearing about like you or the situation, they're kind of hearing about all the mess from the past. It's like, oh yeah, like they're not involved in that, or like they seem really peaceful. They seem like they've really like got it together. But yeah, there's a lot of like past energy that I think you kind of just had to like kind of get it out of the way to get to a better place. And I think you did so successfully. Ace of Pentacles, yeah. And you're looking good, you're looking renewed, you could look new. I just heard like new things, a new person, new place, new job, a lot of newness. It feels a lot cleaner, it feels a lot tidier. So people have heard that there was some sort of difficult situation in the past that you had to walk away from, and it seems like you've pretty much gotten onto your new cycle and you're good to go. But yeah, a lot of like static and mess from the past that people are hearing about, but it doesn't really seem to be associated with who you are or where you are right now. It looks good. I feel like honestly, this could just be people involved in this past situation who are hearing about you, and not necessarily new people. Like, I don't get that new people really know about this past situation, but I think a lot of people who are connected to this past situation are hearing about you, and in particular, how you just kind of moved on and moved up. All right, that's what I have for you, pile 3. Kind of a messy energy for these past people, but good energy for you now. So I'm glad to see you've been able to kind of transition out of that, clean up the energy a little bit. All right, that's what I have for you. I do hope that resonated. I hope you enjoyed that. Special thank you to my Patreon patrons, those who book personal readings with me, and my channel members who get early access to these Pick Your Card readings. But thank you all so much once again. Until I see you next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and God bless you.